So what would you say, like in terms of communication, your main sort of role?
Is coming up with content, lots of, I guess, written content to communicate our brand and our kind of identity as a channel online. So it's a lot of writing mostly.
Do you find it hard to communicate? I imagine there's a lot of different sort of people you're trying to encapsulate in terms of like a target market. Do you find it difficult to occasionally adhere to that style?
Yeah, there's we've got quite a young demographic, but there's also quite a few different mini demos within that we kind of like to target. So we've got two brands. We've got Channel V and we've got Channel V Hits. And so on Channel V Hits, it's even younger. It's like your 12 to 16-year-old, mainly females.
Your 12s.
Your 12s. So that kind of demo you've got to really consider about the way you're communicating. Whereas when it's just normal Channel V, you can be a bit more, I guess, yourself. You don't really need to put as much fake bullshit into it as you do as when you're having to talk to the tweens on Channel V Hits. So yeah, like you've really got to change your language, and like when you're talking to V Hits, you've got to use a lot of web speak and shorthand and WTFs and
the lols.
Yeah, and all the way they talk, like we are something AF right now, as in like as fuck, like it's like they talk on Twitter, so you got to kind of use that language a lot more. So definitely have to think about the way you're communicating to your target audience.
So you haven't been in the job too long, but I'm sure you know, in the last sort of 5 to 10 years, how do you think the ways in which a brand like V communicates has changed, like to an audience?
I think for a long time, especially in the kind of TV industry, the communication was mainly done via the TV channel. Like that's how they got their content out. That's 90% of what they worked on. They did promos and ads and TV shows and stuff, and went all straight online. On TV, and online was just a marketing tool. Like it was just a means of telling people to watch the channel, because online is now its own platform, and if anything, a more important one. They shifted, more people into that kind of department to make content. So things get shot and written and produced entirely for online. So that really changed their kind of communication of the brand, because there's an understanding that it's a multifaceted thing. It's not just a TV channel, it's also a website, it's Twitter and Instagram and all that sort of stuff. I guess also just embracing the social networks a bit more, and shifting from tweeting out or Facebooking out, hey, watch this show, to hey, here's this piece of content, here's this article, here's this video that we've made for you, for our online demographic. And I guess it's just it is a very different kind of playing ground than TV, because if you're communicating via TV, it's either by a presenter down the barrel or ads and that sort of stuff. It's a completely different world. So it's figuring out, and I guess that's what we have done, is the best way of speaking to people online, and how do they communicate, and how do they, what kind of content do they want, and how long is it, and that sort of stuff. So they want short videos, for example, so you can't go out and shoot 30 minutes of stuff, because they want a 2 to 3 minute video.
Pretty instant.
So it's learning what lands better on a digital sphere than as opposed to a TV sphere, and I guess figuring out how to do that best. It's kind of how they've changed in the past few years.
What would you say is the hardest part of your job?
I guess when you're communicating online, you're talking to everyone, potentially. And so it's probably dealing with the fact that when you're talking to everyone, there's going to be people that hate what you create, that hate your content, no matter what. Like if you write about a brand new pop song and you put up on our Facebook, you get all these comments saying, oh, this is crap, who cares about this garbage? Or people saying, oh, this is boring, who are these people, I don't know who these are, tell us about One Direction. So it's kind of finding the way to talk to everyone at once, but find a way of doing that where you can make as many people happy as possible, knowing full well that not everyone's going to enjoy the specific thing you're talking about. But I guess it does get a bit hard day after day getting people saying how shit what you've made is. You need to keep idiots in mind
Yeah.
When you're making your content, that's a little bit depressing sometimes.